Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. It's kind of amazing when you turn your life over to Christ. A lot of stuff in life changes for you. Your whole perspective just changes, and when you submit to Him, things just come into view. Good morning, everybody. Leroy here, Meow Shaves, with another shave video. Hope everybody had a fine weekend. Sorry for that pun, I just had to do it. But as you can see from the thumbnail and my little whatchamacallit here, I'm going with Fine soap today. This was sent over to me by Fine themselves to do a little review. We all know Fine is a fantastic soap. Personally, I don't like the small little tub that it comes in. So what I did was I ground it up and I put it into its own container. Let me go ahead and get this bloom water on my face, sip of coffee, and I will talk more about that. Really nice scent. This, I think, was one of the very first Aqua scents that I've ever tried, and I like it. The other Aqua scent that I've tried was from Sebum. I like it, the bitterness that one has. Really, really good soap. But yeah, we can't argue with the performance of Fine. It's a great soap. I mean, from what I understand, it's basically trying to be modeled after Tabac. And Tabac is a killer soap. So, I mean, those of you who've always wanted to try Tabac or just couldn't stand the smell, check out Fine. So I've got the West Coast shaving brush here. This is the 26 millimeter. And as you can see, I have this wood bowl here. What this was a while ago, I don't know, maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't, but I found a Art of Shaving lavender soap in the bowl for like 10 or 12 bucks at a local TJ Maxx. So I bought it. Soap performed like shit. It was terrible. So I had this bowl sitting here. I was never going to use that soap again. So did I toss the soap? I did something with the soap. I don't know. And I thought, you know what the hell? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grind up this fine puck and I'm going to put it in here. So that's what I did. And that's another reason why I keep these soap containers, because for something like this, I don't like, everybody has their own little preference, right? This is your mileage may vary, hobby like you would not believe. But I don't like to hold a puck in my hand and lather from it. Manny does that quite often. But it's an individual thing, right? So I thought, you know what the hell? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grind this bad boy up and I'm going to put it in here. This is the very first time that I've lathered off of it. Oops. And it just, I'll show you here in a second. The soap, it fit perfect in there. I mean, perfect. All right, let me rinse it off. Just rinse off all the little soap residue. All right. Oh, there's a badger hair. There it is. So it fit just perfect in there. I think it's 3.5 ounces of soap. Just right. Just right. Didn't take long just to take a cheese grater and just take the puck and put it into a bowl. And then I just took it from like a cereal bowl or whatever, right? And then, or a soup bowl. And then I just mashed everything in there and just pressed it down as hard as I freaking could. And there it is. And then I took the label off and stuck it on the bottom side of the lid. You know, so whenever I use the soap up, I'll just take the label off and I'll do it again. All right. Get into this lathering here. So yeah, so that verse that I mentioned, Galatians 5:22, it was really strange. It just, I wasn't really going to talk about a verse today, but I pulled up my YouTube feed and that verse was in there. I'm like, oh, that's kind of strange. And then I got a couple of Bible apps. And one of the verse of the days in the Bible app was this same verse. And I thought, you know what? I should probably bring that up and talk about it. But yeah, so that's why I did that in the beginning. I know some of you don't, some of you mind, some of you don't mind, but you know what? It's okay. I'm not going to shove it down your throats, but I'll just no longer hide from my faith, for lack of a better term. You got to be proud of that stuff. You know, it's amazing what can happen in your life when you just give over to something, you know? Depending what you give over to, it could be bad, it could be good. But only good comes from trusting in our Lord and Savior. Yeah, I didn't watch any YouTube videos over the weekend. My wife had it off. Yesterday was my oldest daughter's 4-year anniversary in the US. So we celebrated a little bit. Pretty cool. I ate cake and ice cream. Ugh, bad me. But yeah, she's been in the US 4 years now. Can't believe how fast time goes. So the end of the year, she can apply for citizenship. That'll be good. Hopefully she still can. I don't know what's going to happen with the world, but we'll see. Next weekend is Father's Day. Man, this is good soap. Needs more water. You daddies out there, have anything planned? I don't. I'm just going to paint a little bit of water in here. Man, this is thick lather, holy crap. There we go. I'm doing a DE shave today, so lather doesn't need to be too much on point. But I enjoy building the lather. All right, I should have loaded this already. So I'm continuing my blade test series. Today's a Gillette Silver Blue. I used these once a long time ago, within the first year that I started wet shaving. I think I've been wet shaving for 4 years now. 3 years, 4 years, can't remember. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I used these and I didn't like it, which kind of seems to go against the norm. It seems like most people, when they try these, they like them. I don't know. Going with my carve, this is plate C. So that's what we'll be using for all of these test blades. I do like this razor. Right, so brand new. I mean, I've been pleasantly surprised. I've tried those Gillette Yellows. That was a really, really comfortable blade. I was really, really surprised. So we'll see if this one does it too. See, this is right here. This is why I didn't want to load a DE blade blindfolded, because I would cut the crap out of myself in that blind one. All right, there it is, brand new. Has a lot of wax. Holy sheep shit. Damn it. Put the wax away from the cap towards the base plate, because the base plate's easier to clean. I need to clean this razor. There we go. One thing about this razor, never ever had any blade alignment issues. I know some people care about the tabs that stick out, but I'm not one of those people. All right, let's go. Am I too close? Pretty good. Not bad. forget it. I mean, also it could have been the razor that I used, because in the beginning I was using a 34C, and after a lot of trial and error, I found out that that's just not the razor for me. It's way too freaking mild. But 34C is a really good starter razor. But I've mentioned a couple times, I think now, if someone comes to me for advice on what razor to start out with, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell them to start with the Rockwell 6C. It's $50 and adjustable. I mean, come on. From there, you're only out $50. Most razors that you buy, anywhere from $30 to $50, right? For just one gap. So really, that Carve 6C is best bang for buck out there. Unless you can also probably get the Q Shave, which is that Merkur clone, for what, $20. But it's got a pretty big head, and it's kind of difficult to get under the nose, my opinion. Oh shit. I got soap in the eye. Oh, son of a gun. Oh shit. Yeah, this morning I saw JB's video that he did, was it yesterday, I think? Where he used the Smoke Owners Club Badger brush. That's a brush that he also learned by watching Nick shaves. I think a lot of us really did. And I've always wanted that brush. And it's a beautiful, beautiful brush. But it was hard to justify the $100 price tag for it. Especially when you can get a custom for the same price. And I think that's why I went with the wolf whiskers. But now, I think on Amazon I can get that razor for a little bit cheaper. These blades are pretty nice. I'm kind of digging it. It's really comfortable blade. Really comfortable blade. Thinking, can't decide if I like this one or the yellow more. Sorry guys, I have a hard time talking and shaving. Right, let me rinse off and then do a little bit of cleanup. Great shave. Oh yeah, that last shave that I did. Man, I'm mumbling today. I don't know why. That last shave with those 2 straight razors that I honed up from the ground up. Honed up from the ground up. Am I a poet and didn't know it? Anyways, yeah, I think that Raven shaved better. And from some of the comments I got, they noticed that too. And I think it's the grind. I think I'm like Chris Bailey. I think I should gravitate more towards the bigger grinds. But it's rather unfortunate. There's no mass producers right now these days of the larger grinds. I'd have to go vintage. There's a couple of Japanese razors that I found that have the near wedge that might be fun to try, but they're not cheap either. My wife has a problem with me getting used stuff. Don't ask. I've had a conversation with a couple people, but my wife is kind of weird. I might have mentioned it before. I mean, the ways we have of disinfecting shave gear, it's probably cleaner than the silverware at a restaurant. You know what I mean? Oh well, it's okay. Chasing the dragon. I'm done. Cold water rinse. I'm not going to waste the soap today. Fine is good soap. Oh, I missed. Crap. Can't believe I did that. No worries. Okay. Oh, I got myself right there. Shit. Rinse the brush off a little bit while this is soaking in. So last week, I think it was Friday, I spent some time honing up a blade. I think I mentioned that in my my shave video, that I was gonna spend some time honing. I have a brand spanking new naked armor, and what I did, I just taped the spine and started setting the bevel. It's almost set. I think I ended up with the edge being really toothy, and I think it was from my cotton strop. That strop is really hard, so I need to do a little bit of experimenting. And I just tested the bevel, and the heel part is okay, but the toe, it needs a little bit more work, so I need to go back to the stone and get it to where I want it. All right, quick little recap here. West Coast Shaving 26mm Badger brush with the blue handle. Soap was the fine AquaMarine. Beautiful soap. I really dig it. It's a very light, fresh scent. Not too strong. Probably about a 4, maybe 5. I got the matching splash in the den. Razor was the Carve solid plate on plate C, and this was a brand spanking new Gillette Silver Blue blade. Really good blade. I really enjoyed it. I think my gut reaction is it's a great blade, But for me, the yellows were actually a little bit better. I think to me, the yellows felt a bit smoother. Sharpness, maybe a little sharper. Maybe the yellows are a little bit sharper. So that's my take on these blades. They're good blades, but I think I prefer the yellow over this. We're talking about splitting hairs here. But I think the yellows were a bit smoother on the face. Soap, really, really good soap. If you haven't checked out Fine, please do it. And I mean, if you're turned off by those small pucks, do something like this. I keep old shave bowls for stuff just like this. That's my shave, everybody. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Hope you'll have a great start to the week. And remember, until next time, God bless each and every one of you. And as always, don't text and drive.